welcome back to Cutting Stems, the after show. We are here live, a little later than normal because of the Bachelorette finale, part 1, live situation. It went over in time, I don't know, 15 minutes. Thank you, Mattress Firm. We are unjunking our sleep on this on this show.
And podcast.
You can go to mattressfirm.com or go to a store and talk to a sleep expert. I'm going through this intro real quick. Trent's not here. We don't even care that he's not here. He's ditched us weeks in a row now.
I care.
We don't even care because
I do care.
Look at that new hair on Kelly.
Look at Kelly's new hair.
I have new hair.
Absolutely fabulous.
It's
divine.
I
think
it's
it looks very dark on the
Zoe
screen.
Deschanel.
It looks so. It does look dark on the screen.
It's very dark on the screen. It's not this dark.
You're a
it's more red.
beautiful auburn goddess.
Thank
It looks
you.
so good.
I'm feeling crazy about it. I'm feeling crazy.
Started tearing up when I saw you because
Thank
it was
you.
that
Yeah,
good.
your reactions were good.
I mean, Gia's jaw dropped.
Yes, she did.
She
got a good reaction.
Oh, the chat's going nuts.
It's
Do they like it?
Oh, they love it.
They love it.
Oh, they love it.
We love it.
I haven't changed my hair in like 10 years. I've had the
I'm
same
telling you,
fucking
and
hair.
I can't even
So,
describe to you because we haven't been under the lights, the big lights of the show.
No, it looks
your
so good.
eyes with the hair. It's unbelievable.
This is
unbelievable.
your hair.
Thanks, guys.
I'm telling you,
I
this
was nervous
fits.
about
It
the
fits.
debut. I've wanted to do this for a
fits.
long time, and everybody's like, "Oh, you get bangs. It's like you're having a problem. Something's wrong with you." I've
No, I
wanted
think
bangs
it
for a long
fits.
time, and I was like,
have
you
a
know
small
what? Why not?
forehead. It works.
That's what I was hoping. I was
You
hoping.
look so mature.
Thank you.
But also,
stunning.
like,
New me. I'm gonna have a
stunning.
new adult
Yeah.
house, new adult hair.
Yes, it's so
I'm an adult
fits
now.
your new apartment.
wow,
Yes,
it really
wow.
does fit.
It really does.
Oh my gosh.
Have you
I'm
disclosed the
excited.
location of where you're living?
Yes, I'm on the Upper West Side.
Okay, I just
You
wanted
are
to make sure that you were that you wanted to let people know
yeah,
because
Upper West
that
Yes.
screams Upper West Side.
Yes, it does.
You are so
Yes,
Upper
it
West Side. It's amazing. The
does.
chat is loving it. Shout out
Thank you
to
guys.
everybody on the YouTube chat. We love talking to you guys. I'll be reading it this whole time while we're talking about the show. Make sure all of you in the chat, though, subscribe to our YouTube right now. If you're watching right now, you better hit that subscribe button or I'm coming through the screen and attacking you because we are almost at 100,000 followers on our Chicks in the Office YouTube, which is a huge milestone.
It is
So
huge.
we're really excited about
want a
that.
plaque.
I said, you get
We
a plaque,
want a
right?
plaque. We want a plaque. So give us a
We
plaque,
want a plaque.
subscribe, and also make sure you tweet at Kelly Keegs that you love her hair and
Yes,
send
please.
her
I need the
nice
confidence.
DMs. She
Big
needs the
change.
confidence. She needs that love because you know when you
Looks
change your
so
hair,
good.
you're like, oh my God, I just
Guys.
did a major change. You want
Yeah.
people to love it, and it looks amazing. So go tell her that.
Thank you, guys. So
people
sweet.
are absolutely loving it
Good.
in the
Yes.
in the chat. So and they're
Fabulous.
saying Taylor Swift vibes.
That is
We
the
did
move.
say that.
It is
We did
fall.
say that.
It's my fall era. It's my bangs era.
I said it's giving off like Dakota Johnson vibes, which
It's
I
looking
also
very,
love.
I said
very
that
Dakota
before, but
Johnson,
nobody
especially the
listened to
color.
it.
Oh, well, you did say that?
Yes,
It
thank
is
you.
giving
It's
Dakota
looking like
Johnson
that, which I
vibes.
love. Yeah.
And you were also told Scarlett Johansson.
Yes,
by a
that
nice
passed us
gentleman
by.
in the office who I don't know.
I actually didn't know who that was.
Who that
either,
was.
but it was very nice.
He works
To be
here, I
honest, didn't
hope.
see who it was. I was blinded by my own self.
I do hope he works here.
I think so.
Yeah,
I think he does. He looked exactly like somebody that would work here.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he looked at your hair. He paused for a few seconds, and
Yes.
because we were all talking about what celebrity looked like, and he
Yeah.
said, Scarlett Johansson.
Loved
and then
it.
he walked away.
Very sweet. Very
So
sweet.
amazing, so beautiful. You're stunning. You're
Thank you
gorgeous.
guys. You're gonna make me cry. You're being really nice.
I would rather talk about your hair for the next 20 minutes than this god-awful episode of this show, which could have been just added to next week. Like, I would have
Brilliant.
rather sat there for 4 hours next week than watch this 2-hour and 15-minute show tonight and then watch 3 hours next week. Like, this whole thing could have been shortened. They threw Gabby's thing on the end of it. Like, they didn't even care because they were so caught up in this Aven and Rachel drama. The whole thing is ridiculous.
It's all ridiculous.
They
It
need
really
to
is.
figure this show the fuck out. They
You know,
really
what
do.
you know what I honestly think it is, and I'm starting to get a little woke on it, especially with this 15-minute. We went past the lines or whatever, but we still somehow had 3 fucking commercials during that. We went past the time. I think that they oversold the shows and they need more time to add more commercials. I'm not even kidding. Like,
That's a
right?
good. That's a very possible point.
what I mean?
It does feel like they have stretched this out completely. It does not need to be this long. I really do think these last dates could have been like put together with Fantasy Suites. Fantasy Suites could have been one episode, and then last week could have been all of this stuff, and then we could have had a live finale for 3 hours, and we would have fit everything. There was just like, there was a lot of dragging it out for no reason.
Yeah.
This part that we watched really, I get you want to see Zach and Aven have their time to talk to Rachel, but they really could have fit those conversations in next week. It's not like they were lengthy conversations.
No. No.
So it really felt like it has been dragging on. I think it started off with Zach going home. He pulled Rachel aside at the rose ceremony and talked about how he felt like she wasn't being genuine in the fantasy suites, and he said he was going to walk away, and that was it. He left, and Rachel didn't shed a tear. She didn't seem very upset. I think that's exactly what she wanted to happen.
Like you said, it's exactly what she wanted. So she wanted
that's
to happen.
exactly what she wanted to happen.
She wanted to happen when they had their overnight, when she was trying to bully him into thinking that he was too young for this decision, despite the fact he's only 2 months younger than Rachel. So I don't understand why she even brought him to the rose ceremony. Just dump him. She's the worst dumper of all time. She can't dump anybody.
Yeah, I don't think she can.
She makes everybody feel bad for things that they necessarily shouldn't really feel bad for. And I also think, and I'm kind of fast forwarding here, but the way that she was on stage and he had to talk to her and then Aven had to talk to her, and it was like, why can't Rachel be wrong at all? When The Bachelor, don't you feel like they made Clayton feel like he was wrong?
Oh, yeah.
When he was on stage,
they all were like, you did this and you did this and you did this. But with the girls, they don't do it like that.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Even the host, it was kind of like interrogating Clayton, whatever. But when it comes to Rachel in this case, it's like everyone has to apologize to her.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I don't really think any of them did anything wrong.
No. I would say it's Rachel, I mean, I'm not trying to pile on Rachel forever, but the way that Rachel reacted, and you can tell by her face when she's watching it back that she hates the way that she acted on all those things, or at least I would hope that it is, but she seems miserable watching it back.
Yeah.
I feel like Rachel should be the one apologizing for pressuring them, honestly. Not every single one of these people need to come out of this with an engagement. That is not a requirement to be on this show. There have been a million instances where people don't end up engaged, or they care so much about their relationship that they want to see if it works in the real world first, blah, 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 whatever. Both of those guys apologizing to her at length, I thought was completely absurd.
There are so many Bachelor fans, purist fans, that would say this show, why would you go on if you're not ready to propose at the end, all these things. But the show needs to evolve with the times, because that's just not how it works anymore. If you want there to be successful relationships coming out of this show, not all of them are going to end in engagements while they're on TV. And so to have these guys who are clearly very much invested in these relationships get beaten up for this or have to apologize for this feels very antiquated now. It just feels like it doesn't seem necessary. And Rachel is so locked in on being engaged at the end of this that is what I think a lot of the viewers are frustrated with. She's so, it doesn't even seem like she's listening to what these guys are saying, right?
Yes.
Aven and Tino both met her family, and Aven got caught in this situation where Rachel was under the impression that he was ready to be engaged.
Yeah.
And she's saying it to his family and her family. And I think there's an element of her also being a little perhaps embarrassed with her family too, of being so confident, and then Aven actually telling her friends no, I really am falling for her, but I'm just not quite totally there yet.
Yeah.
And so I think maybe she thought that was more embarrassing for her, and they were not on the same page.
I think you're onto something with that.
Yeah.
I think it's the embarrassment with her family.
She
also
said to her friends,
being so adamant about needing to be engaged.
She said, "I'm not coming out of this not engaged."
Yeah, that's
a wild thing to say when you have a guy in front of
have.
you. They had so many conversations. When you have a guy in front of you who was like, I see a future with you. I want to be with you. I want this to work. I see us being engaged at some point. I just want to make sure in the real world this works.
Yes.
It's not crazy.
I tweeted that Rachel's treating this like a game that she can't lose. She can't go on The Bachelorette and not get engaged. She was like, I'm going to get engaged. I don't care who it is. It doesn't matter if they walk in right now. If they have a ring, I'm ready to take that ring. It was very clear because she's bawling her eyes out over Aven.
Yeah.
Bawling her eyes out over Aven. But then it's like, oh, okay, all right, he's not ready to engage. Tino,
right.
Yeah, your parents don't like me, but who cares?
Yeah.
If you're ready to get engaged, I'll take the ring. I am just, Rachel has completely lost me.
Yeah.
And I think that
Yep.
her and Tino's the only one left now. I think her and Tino end up engaged, but then I think they end up not engaged. And I am no longer a Tino fan.
Nope.
I am out on Tino. I think he's so fake.
He felt pretty flat
feel
during
like,
that time with Rachel's parents.
I feel like
just turn the sparkle right
Yeah,
off.
yeah,
huh?
seriously.
I feel like it's going to be hard to decide who was wrong between Tino and Rachel. Because it seems like from the commercials that something went wrong between Tino and Rachel.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be hard to decide who.
Doesn't it though?
I'm not rooting
No,
for
you're right.
either of them.
Well,
because
doesn't it kind of
agree
make
with you
sense
completely.
now that these two did end up at the end? Like now it does make sense that they are the ones at the end.
They're both fake. They're both fake.
Right. It's just
Tino
like they
doesn't
both-
actually want to get engaged. Rachel just wants to get engaged to whoever. Tino wants fame. Rachel wants a ring.
I would like to update on the Tino's parents' social media activity.
Oh God, yeah. Give the update.
Apparently Tino's dad is. He said, part 1 finale, yawn, can't wait for this to be over. Apparently,
Unbelievable.
Tino's
Unbelievable.
mom said this has been going so long, it's like COVID, it won't go away. Like
I would
we're making
kill my
COVID to Bachelorette jokes right now from Tino's parents.
If my
So
parents started
clearly they
making
want
these-
this all to end too.
If my parents started making those statuses like that while watching, if say I go on this show and they go on the show and they have that kind of stance and they're those kind of parents, and I log on Facebook and my mom's making statuses like that, I kill my mom. Like I'll be like, Mom, this is not the time. This is not the time.
I also need to know who is friends with both of them. That is just like I'm sending these all to Bachelor Nation Scoop so they can be reposted.
Right. I thought when you were
It's
looking
like
at it, I thought you were like checking his face.
No, I know. No, it's
Bachelor
just been been reposted. So that's I don't know. Everybody seems to want it to end. Even they want it to end.
Yeah.
And
Maybe they want it to end because they feel like their son is about to come across really bad.
100%.
Yeah.
I think
100%. They're just trying to like end this.
I think they threw the Gabby drama obviously happened, but I think they threw that in because they're like, all right, well, get this out of the way.
Yeah.
Eric proposes to Gabby, they're good, and then we have to deal with whatever nonsense.
Or even Eric doesn't propose, but they're still good.
They're good.
Yeah.
Gabby seems very happy. From the vibe I got, Gabby was glowing, happy. Rachel did not look happy. She didn't look
Sourpuss.
happy watching it. The faces that she made at the end when she was like she was making those faces where you kind of hint like,
Yeah.
this isn't gonna go great. Where Gabby's like, I'm on Dancing with the Stars and I'm in love.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
I think
right.
Gabby too has. It's interesting to see the comparison of how the two of them are reacting to these guys maybe being hesitant to proposing. Rachel's it's so like she says, I saw Aven at the end of this. She in the conversation where he was profusely apologizing for I don't even know what she was like, oh, you were perfect. Like she had nothing bad to say about him because I think her tears showed that she did really like him, but that one part of him not proposing was where she could not get over that. But when you saw Gabby be in that situation with Eric where he was maybe showing some doubt of like, I want to leave dating you, but I want to be together.
Yeah.
She was more like, well, I don't want to force anybody to do this. Does it suck? Yeah. Like, am I emotional about it? Yeah, because I would have liked to leave engaged.
Totally.
But, and I think she's had some doubts too, but it did feel like it wasn't 100% a deal breaker.
And Gabby felt genuine because she goes, well, I want to be with him forever, so I want to get engaged.
Yeah.
Where Rachel's like, I just want to be engaged. I'm not leaving.
Right,
him,
I'm
not
ready to
staying."
be engaged. She just keeps saying, I'm
Like,
ready to be
right,
engaged.
they're not
She's
saying,
like,
I want to be
Clearly
with
you're
David
not.
forever.
Clearly you're not ready to be engaged. But also, yes, like someone like Gabby in this experience where she's conflicted by the idea of Eric possibly proposing or possibly not. Like she's at least thinking about it. Like, okay, is it worth like pursuing this further even if you don't get engaged? Like I feel like it's yes. What am I just gonna not talk to him anymore? Like whatever. Like she's having those rational thoughts that I think are important.
And she is
Meanwhile,
also
Rachel
upset.
is just,
Like she's 100% also upset. Like
She's
you can
definitely
tell
upset.
Gabby definitely wants
But she
an engagement
left
too. But
left room for.
she's not gonna. It doesn't seem like she's gonna send Eric home because of it.
Exactly. Whereas Rachel has her mind set, and if you don't fall under the parameters, then you're out. And that's, I think that, again, we're piling on Rachel a lot, but I think that is not the way to go into this experiment. Like you can't go in and be dead set on something and sacrifice what could be a good relationship or what could be something that, turns into a lovely marriage just because you have this idea stuck in your head that there must be an engagement.
I think she's gonna look back on this and say, wow, I potentially threw away a few very good relationships that had a lot of potential, all because they weren't right in that moment ready to get engaged, and what she went with the guy that probably is going to propose, and it looks like things don't end up well. But looking back on it, like, and I guess that really also falls down into the way the show is advertised and planned and all those things, and the notions of like you have to be engaged at the end of this. It's at the end of the day, I do like when I watch The Bachelorette, The Bachelor, you think like this show is about finding love, and I feel like that should be emphasized more than you have to be engaged at the end of this. If she and Aven were to end this and he went to that rose ceremony and she's like, I pick you, and he said, I pick you too, I want to be together, let's take this slow, everybody would be rooting for them. Everybody would be excited. Everybody would still be following their relationship. It's not a deal breaker for fans to say, oh my God, well, they didn't get engaged.
Yeah. It's not, or
at least it shouldn't be anymore.
Another thing that I know, like you said, we are piling on Rachel, but a lot happened where I thought she was wrong.
I agree.
And Aven was, she was very animated in how she was talking to Aven. And I think Aven was getting animated back. I wouldn't call it yelling or screaming or anything. I think he was getting a little fired up as well because she wasn't really listening to what he was saying. And then she was like, why are you yelling at me? And he was not yelling at all. Like, I would really love to know what would happen if she was actually yelled at. Not actually, but you know what I mean. Because
that she's so in her head.
That was not yelling at somebody. And it's like, okay, so you could be animated and express your feelings, but when Aven expresses his feelings in a more passionate way, passionate is the way I would describe it, then it's a problem.
Right, because it did seem like
sure.
It just felt
like why are you yelling at me? Like that's just a cop out because you want to be the victim and you want to feel like he's doing something wrong to you. Meanwhile, he was just expressing.
I think he was just really trying to get his point across. Like he was just really trying to honestly fight for their relationship, because I think he started to worry like, oh no, this could be this could be like a major problem. So I don't know. Maybe Rachel will talk about this next week when Tino comes out. Maybe she'll have different feelings about it. But I'd imagine you look back and think, maybe I shouldn't have had such a 100% focused mindset on being engaged and been a little more open to leaving in a different capacity. So
we'll see. The whole point is to find
what happens.
Love doesn't always equal an engagement.
Yeah, definitely. And nobody, Rachel and Gabby's families, I feel like both liked the guys that were there, and now we're in this situation where, Grandpa John is just the cutest man. Oh, I wanted to bring up Gabby's conversation with her aunt. I thought that was so beautiful.
Yes.
It was one of the best conversations we've had this entire season.
Her aunt was so insightful.
Her aunt was so
I said I wish my family members talked like that.
It was so nice of just Gabby kind of talking about the issues she has with her mom, and she's like, and her aunt really encouraging her to talk about her feelings and her emotions with Eric so that he can be helpful to her and understand where she's coming from. And she just said it all so well, and it really felt like they were having such a real conversation compared to some of the other conversations we've seen. And that I felt like honestly was maybe the best part of the whole episode. So
without question.
I don't really think there's too much to get into besides like, let's talk about it, guys. Let's talk about it. Let's read some questions. Rhea's gonna dig into the YouTube chat and find out what she wants to talk about. But first we gotta talk about Fizzy Hard Seltzer. Can you believe? Right on the top.
Stop it.
Right on the top.
Oh my God, it's too much.
Your favorite Fizzy.
Hint of blackberry lemon. This really is my favorite, guys. I wish I know everyone laughs, but it really is my favorite.
I don't know how you get so lucky.
Fizzy Hard Seltzer. It's delicious. We're headed into tailgating season. It's a perfect, I would say, canned seltzer for a tailgate. They have the mimosa packs as well. They have multiple different variety packs, which is so great early, those early days where you start drinking. I think it's perfect.
Yes.
So you can get the variety packs, the mimosa packs, whatever you prefer. You can go to VizzyHardSeltzer.com/BastTheVibes to learn about the sweepstakes that they're doing, or just, VizzyHardSeltzer.com to find out where you can buy Vizzy near you.
Do we think we'll ever get the true tea about what went down in the fantasy suite?
Oh, between Zach and Rachel?
God.
They keep emphasizing that they are different people.
Yes.
What did they talk about?
I'll be honest, I really do think, I'm kind of buying what they're selling. From the way the way it's gone down with Rachel and the other guys, now I really do feel like they may have gotten behind closed doors, and Zach was like, this is different.
Yeah, yeah.
Or
like, it's not the same.
Or it goes to show that she was really trying to maybe just get Zach to leave on his own.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, we have
like,
to think about that. Like, she might have just been saying shit to say shit.
Because it seemed like, from what Zach said, it just seemed they were really disconnected, and I think that was probably because they both realized, or he realized, she realized, that it was not going to be him at the end, and then it just got awkward because she didn't break up with him.
Mm-hmm. Yes, completely.
Like, I think she could have broken up with him in that moment, and she didn't. But
it's weird that she didn't. I still think it's weird that she didn't. Clearly, she wanted to like push him out.
Yeah.
She doesn't want to look bad by sending somebody home.
Right. Like, by the lack of emotion of him leaving, I think it was pretty clear that she was fine with him going.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do we think that Rachel and Aven get back together, or at least see where things happen if things don't work out between her and Tino?
I
don't think so. Just based on.
I'd be surprised.
Not
if he
for
did.
Aven. I think Rachel would get back with Aven in 2 seconds. I don't think that Aven would get back with Rachel.
Aven, I mean, I don't know where they are with casting The Bachelor, if they have somebody already. I think they're supposed to start filming really soon.
Yeah.
From what I've seen, I wouldn't be surprised if Aven is now pretty high on that list.
I agree.
So that could be a possibility.
I'd be cool with that.
Yeah, I like Aven.
Aven's cute.
Yeah.
Seems really nice.
Yeah.
Seems very mature.
I'd like to learn more about Aven because I feel like we haven't gotten much.
Yes.
Oh, gosh. Okay, what do you guys think Tino did to make Rachel so upset?
Oh, my God. I don't know.
I don't know, but he was holding that
Okay,
book.
so somebody said...
He was holding that notebook. What's in the
diary?
notebook,
What's in
Tino?
your diary,
Did you
Tino?
see in the promo, this is what I was laughing at.
Oh, yeah.
See in the promo, Tino is holding a diary. Do you think he read Rachel's diary and is upset regarding her experience on The Bachelor?
That would be
Wow.
awesome.
I kind of hope that is. That's actually not a bad.
That's not a bad guess. I would.
Or
be
vice versa.
I
Or vice versa.
I actually laughed.
So
That's
true.
why.
Tino kept a diary, and Rachel
true.
read Tino's diary.
Oh my God.
I laughed because I thought that was so absurd.
No, I feel like that's
I
possible.
think that's kind of possible. Here's
Tino, I bet you Tino was writing down
think
his
you're right.
feelings, because they always are. The contestants are always writing shit down.
They give them a notebook at the beginning.
Yeah.
They're like, write your stuff. That's why
Yeah.
they always have those notes. They write those poems.
Maybe she
songs,
read.
whatever the fuck for
He's
her.
just like, I want to get to the end.
But why would he?
God.
No, he wouldn't write it down. He wouldn't write it down.
things.
No, I actually think
That
that's
would
not.
make her-
I don't think that's what happened at all.
That would make. If that did happen, I kind of now.
I really hope that is what happened.
That would
because
make.
that
Rachel
would
look
actually
insane. Like that would
make
make her
this
look so crazy if she
more
was
dramatic.
reading his notebook like behind his back.
Or like not even his phone.
Yeah,
his
not his
diary.
Found your diary and reading your diary. Like that's crazy.
That would be so 2000s.
I
It would
know.
make this finale more dramatic than what has been advertised.
Yes, it would.
Somebody asked, is this the most poorly a Bachelorette has been received? And no, it's Claire Crawley.
No, Claire Crawley is
It's
by,
actually
by
not
far
even
close.
leagues and miles.
Yeah.
No, Katie was.
No,
We
people
liked her at the
people
beginning.
still
and then
liked
she-
Katie.
And during the season, it was never.
I didn't.
Yeah,
It was never-
No, Rio was always hating her.
It was never the season.
I turned on her. Nobody ever liked Claire, not even from the first second she was on TV. Like,
I just kind of feel like this
I
whole
didn't feel
season
so
has
mean
been.
for laughing the way I'm laughing right now. I'm
I
sorry.
just feel like this whole season has been more poorly received, honestly. Just,
Yeah.
I don't know.
You
what
know,
they, I
Amanda
don't know what they've been
Seyfried-
doing.
Cursed.
Amanda Seyfried said the opposite. Amanda Seyfried said that she thinks this should be the format going forward forever.
what?
Interesting.
She
Amanda.
is so in
Is she
on
a
the
Bachelor?
Two
Is
She
she
is.
Apparently
She was.
so.
No, she is.
She is
Yeah.
so in on the two
Yeah, she
Bachelorettes
is,
and said
actually.
that this is
Yeah.
how she wants it going forward.
How?
Interesting.
I have to hear
I
her
know.
side of things.
Interesting.
That is crazy. I don't want this at all ever
Yeah.
again.
Yeah.
This is nuts.
Yeah.
I do think that we have to do a double Bachelor. It's
I know. It's only
ridiculous if we
fair.
don't.
It's only fair.
Yeah.
Did you notice how they strategically stopped the picture-in-picture at various moments? Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Yes.
Of course.
Of course.
Yes.
I think there are moments when Rachel and Gabby are talking to each other or whispering to each other where they cut away or they have it on them. It's very strategic.
Totally.
Gabby was funny, and a couple of times you could see her be like, God, I hate watching myself back. Like, it's like, very fair.
Which I would hate that. Like I said, we were shitting all over Rachel, but her face.
Not only do you have to
watching it
watch
back-
yourself back, but your face is being filmed watching it back.
Yes.
On live TV.
So stressful. Like
Yeah.
that would make me so upset. And so I commend them for controlling their faces as much as they did because I couldn't, especially knowing like what's to come. Oh my God, no way.
And I think that Gabby looked happy in her picture moments.
For sure.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
More.
it.
Yeah.
Although somebody has honestly, I was just about to be rude for no reason. Somebody keeps copy and pasting their one question, and it's such a simple question, but because they keep doing that, it's making me not want to ask it.
Yeah.
And I apologize. I'm gonna ask it. I'm going to be.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry that I was doing that. I really am.
I must be sorry. That's annoying.
No, I know, but you're not
really want
annoying.
their
Clearly they want
You're
the
not
question
annoying,
answered.
and
They
you
want
want your
the
question
question
answered.
answered.
And I would do the same exact thing in a YouTube chat or someone else's if I
Right.
wanted my question answered. So I apologize that I was not reading it because of that fact, but I will read it now.
They want to get lost in the sauce.
Two people are doing it. I'll read both. Do you think Rachel and Tino were still together when we interviewed them? She seemed genuinely happy at that point.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
I do. I'm sorry, Emily, about not reading your question.
Yes. I definitely do.
And now,
I think that footage that we're seeing from this house is like 3 weeks to a month old.
Yeah.
If not, yeah, I would say 3 weeks would be my estimate.
That makes
and now to Kayla's repeated question. On a scale of 1 to 10, how mad are you next week's finale is on Fran's birthday? I remember this because it's mine as well, and I'm pissed.
Well, Fran is a 10 out of 10 mad because it affects me the most.
Yes.
I guess we can say it. People might be disappointed, but this is the way we have to do it.
Yep.
We are going to be on Zoom for the finale. It is 3 hours, but we really want Kelly and Trent to be there. Kelly and Trent are not going to be in New York. Trent's been gone for fucking 2 weeks. He's missed all the ending.
Yep.
So we want Trent to be there for the end. And the only way we can do that to fit 4 of us is if we're all remote. So we'll all be watching this 3-hour finale individually.
Can I talk about my sacrifice for this?
Yeah. This is insane. Because we didn't know that it was on. We didn't know it was going to be on a Tuesday.
It was supposed to be. So my oldest friend gets married next week. It's in Mexico. So I've been talking about this fucking wedding for a year now.
Yeah.
I specifically said I'm missing like the first 3 days, 4 days of this like big extravaganza she's doing because the Bachelor finale was supposed to be on Monday of next week. They changed the schedule like last week, 2 weeks ago, whatever the fuck it was, to Tuesday. And my flight is Tuesday morning. And so now I'm gonna be on Zoom, but I'll be in Mexico missing the welcome party. So like that's a whole nother thing. But that's what I do for that's what we do for the Bachelor. You know what I mean? You make sacrifices.
Kelly's getting a head start on Paradise.
Yeah, I really am. I really am. I'm getting a head start on Paradise. I'm gonna be there before everybody else. So yeah, but it's a whole thing. I hate when they change the schedules like this. Like we're always trying to hound them.
Let me tell
for
you something.
It's
next week, today is Tuesday, September 13th.
Yeah.
Today could have been the finale.
Today could have been the finale.
They could have
one more hour.
The last
could have done it
4 weeks,
tomorrow.
Yes.
The last 4 weeks could have been consolidated to give us a 3-hour finale tonight. They dragged it out so much, ridiculous.
Somebody said I feel like spoiling the season for myself. So do I. I really do too. I'm not going to, but I'm fucking dying.
Yeah.
I'm dying to just look up what happens because.
But I feel like what happened with Rachel is so obvious. Gabby's the only one that I don't have that I'm not sure.
Not as sure.
Like Rachel, I feel like it's so obvious. Tino proposes and then they fight.
They wouldn't be at that house with a pool.
No,
you're right.
When would they be at the house with the pool?
No.
No, I just feel like that's, in my opinion, incredibly obvious. If I've been bamboozled, I've been bamboozled. But I do feel like he proposes and that's.
They also,
what
I will say,
happens.
the clippings, they made it look like she is left at the altar as well.
Right, or maybe he like says he's gonna propose and then chickens out and then she's like, I wanna know why you did what you did.
No, it has to be more dramatic than that.
I hope so.
I won't settle for anything less.
If it's just
Tino's
that he
parents
like
might be talking
chickened out
all
of
that shit.
proposing or
Yeah.
like backed out of proposing, that is not that exciting, but I feel like it's probably somewhere in that realm.
I think he proposes and then
does something bad.
and then or he doesn't really do anything that bad, but Rachel thinks it's really bad.
Yep.
Either way, in Rachel's mind, Tino did something wrong, in my opinion.
Yes.
Okay, fair.
Yes.
Let's cut some stems and hand out some roses to end the show. I don't really know where we're gonna start here as far as positives go.
I know.
But Kelly, go ahead.
All right. I wanna take it. Yeah. I'll start with the positive because I wanted to steal it.
Yeah. Fuck.
Gabby's
Is it
aunt.
gonna be Gabby's aunt?
Gabby's
God
aunt.
damn it, Kelly.
I give my rose to Gabby's aunt. She
Fine.
Fuck you.
What a sweetie.
Fine.
What a sweetie. I wanted the good rose. And
Yeah.
it's the only good thing. She was lovely. What a conversationalist. What a way with words. Like, just loved her.
Yeah.
So sweet how she was there for Gabby. Love her. I'm going to cut the stem of, you know what? I'm going to cut the stem of Tino's parents' Facebook statuses. Because it's just rude. It's annoying. Like, we get it. Your son is not going to look good on the fucking thing. I mean, it's funny, obviously.
Yeah.
Your son's not going to look good, so you want to get ahead of it, control the narrative, talk shit, whatever. But, like, stop. Stop. It's annoying. I hate when parents get there. It's very Barb-like. Are you Barb now? Like, that's how I feel.
Yeah, fair.
You know?
Yeah.
I do. I enjoy it. I was going to try and pull up the whole thing again because it was.
Honestly, I wish you would. I wish you would read it out loud.
He said, Bachelor Nation will be. This is,
Still golfing.
Bachelor Nation will be sorry when they won't have me to kick around. He wrote some other stuff, and then he said, watch The Bachelorette tonight at 8 for the yawn, most shocking finale ever, just part 1. So glad it's almost over with 3 exclamation points.
Unbelievable.
I love it. I actually love it. No, it's awful, but I love it.
It's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
If my parents were doing it, I would be so mad.
Same. It's hilarious.
It would.
I'm still cutting their stem because they can just fucking relax. They can relax.
Yeah.
Your parents would be like on Instagram Live.
They would 100% be. I say your parents would be way worse than that.
Yeah.
Like they would
My
literally
parents-
be like live watching.
But it would be
the
good.
show.
It would be good.
They would like.
It'd be
spoil
good
the
because
whole
they'd
show.
have your back no matter what,
My
which is
parents
on
would
our
be
side.
worse than Barb, but
Yes.
but not in a real life way. They don't care in real life.
putting on a show.
Yeah.
They just,
They want to put on a show.
you know.
Everybody loves the
They're
fanfare.
showmen. They're showmen.
Right. They are exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Go ahead, Ree.
Can I do 2 for both, or is that not allowed?
Sure.
Because I have like.
There are no rules here.
Yeah,
I
there are
have
rules.
personal life ones and then show ones.
Oh.
I'd like to give a rose to Kelly's hair.
Oh, good one.
Thank
I'm
you
a
for
suck
that.
up. I'm a suck up.
Thank you for that.
I
That
don't
was
want to
sweet.
be in Kelly Keegs' evil witchcraft tonight when she's wishing harm
Never.
against the people who didn't like her hair.
Never. You would never.
And I'm
You
gonna
guys are the
cut
best reactions.
Trent's stem. I'm just gonna cut
Trent
his
deserves
stem.
a cut. He deserves a cut. He's been missing too many
And
times.
I'm going to give my rose to Aven, and I'm going to cut Aven's apology because I don't think he needed to apologize as many times as he did.
Yeah. But he made a lot of good points when he was actually talking to Rachel. So
Yes, he does. Yes.
I will be. Oh boy, I'm gonna give my rose. I mean, I gotta go generic. I'm gonna give my rose to Grandpa John.
He's good though. He deserves a rose.
He deserves it. He just wants Gabby to be happy. I think Gabby's family really just is rooting so hard for her to have a good ending for this. So I'm gonna go with Grandpa John. I'm gonna cut the stem of. I mean, we haven't done it. I gotta go Rachel.
You gotta go, Rachel.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
I don't think we can end the episode without.
Oh, good job.
Rachel deserves. She
I think,
earned that stem cut tonight. She did.
I think, and she is very valid in a lot of her feelings because she wants to be engaged. I understand that. She is absolutely fighting for what she wants here, but I think she has limited herself so much to what could have happened for her in the show because she felt the need to be engaged so much by the end of this. And I just felt like in the conversation with Aven, there were so many times where she could have been a little bit more understanding and responsive with him, and she was not. So that's my opinion on that.
I agree fully.
That was great.
Completely.
That was wonderful, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in to Cutting Stems. We will be back again at 11 p.m., I think, next week for after the 3-hour part 2 finale that hopefully, Jesse Palmer said there's some interactive fan thing that's going to change the game forever. I don't know what the hell that means, but we'll talk about it next week.